Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
Please, sir.
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Okay, so Wu-Tang clap kind of has things a little drastic.
Yeah, you know.
One would say drastic. This is unprecedented times.
Yeah, it's far beyond what most people were used to.
No, that's one way to put it. A lot of people have not experienced anything like this. Mm-hmm. Almost anybody has it. It's the pandemonia.
Yeah.
I have been wanting to use that word for some time.
For a while now.
It's pandemonia for sure. Mm-hmm. So, but you know what they say, desperate times.
Desperate measures.
Calls for desperate measures.
Uh-huh.
So,
yeah.
There's a man.
Mm-hmm. You sure?
Well, this is according to the article.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm just reading the article here. I'm not assigning gender to anyone. I'm not.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
He had to take a dump in a bucket.
Well, that's possible soon. Anyway, continuing on.
Oh, I really want to finish that joke. Anyway,
no, good.
The National Health Service in England.
Yeah, England.
Has told citizens with dental issues that what qualifies as a dental emergency has changed.
Oh, it has it?
It has.
Oh, that's terrible.
I don't know when it comes to the teeth. I don't know what would be deemed a different type of
emergency.
Usually,
right.
Ow, tooth hurt. Emergency.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always figured it.
Because ow, tooth hurt could mean ow, going to die from, something in an infection in my brain.
Yeah,
potentially.
It's there's sepsis in there and it just travels straight to your brain and you
die
over and die. It's
right.
pretty bad.
So infection in tooth equals infection in brain. Bad stuff.
Bad stuff. No good on anybody. No longer does a throbbing tooth or a debilitating headache seem to qualify, at least not according to British dad Billy Taylor.
No.
Which I'm sorry, you can't say he's a dad and then have his name Billy.
Billy.
Hi, Billy.
Billy Taylor.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy!
Who said that he was told not to come in for emergency dental work unless he couldn't breathe.
I'm sorry, we got to stop this for just a second. I just want to point out Essential Jackhole over on the Twitter. Wait! They have dentists in England?
That's not right.
It's not right,
That's
though.
Fantastic.
But perfect point. Continue.
They do have them. Apparently, they just don't use them.
Right.
Very often.
They just don't use teeth whiteners.
Or straighteners.
That's
especially when it comes to
braces.
When you have rules like this, can you blame them?
No.
See, I'm sorry, but when they say that you can't breathe, that's no longer a dental issue. That's a medical issue. That crosses over into something a little bit more dangerous.
It's a little different.
Taylor, who was 33, said he called about getting an emergency appointment for a toothache, but was turned away.
Yes.
And though the NHS is reportedly setting up urgent care centers, he was not offered that as an option.
No. He has a toothache.
I know. It's probably painful. Quote,
Hurts.
I phoned my dentist.
Mm-hmm. You phoned him.
Phoned him. And they said they were closed and would put me on an emergency waiting list, but I didn't know how long that would take, so I phoned 111, which is their
emergency service.
Their 911 for them. And they basically said that unless it was stopping me from breathing, they couldn't do anything.
Wait, I'm sorry. If a toothache stops you from breathing,
you probably can't make the call in the first place.
Right.
So,
life alert.
Help! I've fallen and I can't get up.
What? You slipped, fell, landed on his
So, as any normal person should be, everybody should. You know, we're in a world, unfortunately, where we are reliant on things that we shouldn't be reliant on. But yeah, here we are.
Yes.
And just like normal human beings, he decided to take matters into his own hands.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Taylor logged on to YouTube for instructional videos on tooth removal.
Really?
He grabbed a bottle of whiskey and some pliers. Bob's your uncle, Susan's your aunt. Pulled that son of a bitch out.
About what time did he do that?
About what time?
Yeah.
What time? I don't know. He went. And he did it before work. Because
so
that's what he says. He pulled it out with some pliers. And went to work after recruiting his 11-year-old son to help him.
Sounds like
and keep watch in case he passed out.
It sounds like he works at night, so probably around 2:30.
Oh, really?
It's a bad joke.
Dad joke count.
Yeah,
here we go.
There you go.
He took some shots of whiskey, numbed his face, put the pliers in his mouth.
Can I just one more thing? You took shots of whiskey before heading out to work.
No, I was reading that wrong. The went to work implies he went to work on the tooth.
Oh,
yeah, that's my fault.
Different thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
he
and
can't
after
go to work because he's in England.
Quarantine. Yeah. After an hour and a half. An hour and a half. The tooth came out.
Really?
Quote, I got an ice pack, put it on my face until I couldn't feel it anymore, and the final tug, me and my son just went for it, and it came out.
I can't not bell that, and you know that,
I know.
Right?
It was quite tricky, he told the BBC. I thought maybe... Tricky. It's tricky to rock. Okay. I thought about 20 minutes, but it took an hour and a half. The surgery was a success, though painful.
Yes. Whiskey doesn't stop the pain. It actually made you bleed more.
Yeah, it did, actually. Thinned your blood out just a tad.
Just a hair, and also raises your blood pressure.
Yeah. Quote, it was hideous.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to faint about halfway through. However, Taylor said the pain was gone instantly once he pulled out the molar. That's because...
You pulled out the area, it bled out, which means that all the pressure was relieved.
Well, that and odds are when you pulled it out of there, you severed all of the nerves in your mouth, at least around that section. So
Yeah.
And you if not, you put a lot of strain on it.
I wonder if it was an abscess.
See, that's the that's the only reason why they actually would argue that you'd be careful about that, because if it was an abscess, then all of that poison would have turned around and
it could have just like gone into his
your bloodstream,
and all the rest of it. But it could have just like welled out of his mouth, and then he would have been like nasty pus breath.
Why does my spit taste funny?
That's not spit.
Yeah, it's not spit.
Why is it so thick?
Taylor, as well as virtually all dentists, have strongly urged people not to follow his example.
Duh.
But again, I would argue...
Desperate times.
Yeah, you do what you've got to do. You're already in a socialist nation to begin with. They're not going to take care of it. You had already been on a waiting list to begin with. But now you're talking about this Wu-Tang clap that's going on that's keeping everybody... on this weird lockdown. I'm sorry, but kudos to him.
Good job, dude.
That's taking matters into your own hands. That is, be
yourself.
Well, no. I'm trying to think. That's like, that's being independent. That's being self-sufficient. If you can't get the tooth pulled or done as you've asked and requested done, you handle it yourself.
So you're saying he was Miss Independent?
Well, or Mr. Again, we are not assigning gender at all. That's not our place here.
I got you. That's not our job.
But he jerked that sucker out of there, and there's a picture of here on the Facebooks, and that sucker is gnarly.
That's huge.
That's gnarly, dude.
That is, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's blood all over it, so at least it wasn't pus everywhere.
Yeah, the problem I would have with that is actually not even the pulling the tooth, but you have to have leverage.
Yeah.
For something like that.
He wrenched the crap out of his face.
That's the part that would bug me afterwards, because that means the lip
now he's got
is all
giant,
swollen.
He's got a giant hole in his mouth now, like a giant hole. Because that does a big tooth, man.
Yeah, and it's the after aftercare you have to be careful about.
Think about like the dry socket that'll happen.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Oh, the dry socket is going to be terrible.
If he doesn't take care of that thing and it doesn't clot properly, his little my mouth pain is not gonna even be a drop in the bucket. It's going to be bad.
Over on the Twitter, Peekapool the snarking jackhole. But I thought the abscess makes the heart grow fonder.
No, it's absent.
Absence.
Not abscess. Absence. Very close though.
Very.
I can totally see the
right. If you're not actually spelling it.
Yeah. It's just like arm yourselves, not
Selves.
arm yourselves,
and not arm your elves, but
Yeah.
arm yourselves.
Yeah. Arm yours elves.
Yeah. Right. Arms yours elves.
Arms. All right, Squirrely Dan. Use guys. Walleye. Okay. Sorry, watched that one the other night. It made me giggle. Oh, so there's that. You know what probably would help his mouth?
What?
A little bit of coffee.
Oh, I don't know if that would help his mouth, but it would help mine.
But no, it would help his mouth because the heat, the warmth of the coffee, or it is England, they probably would want the tea.
Which they could get. Boston Tea Party, which might be sacrilegious for them.
I was just getting ready to say they probably won't drink it just because of the name.
But it's delicious.
It is totes delish.
Totes
Delish.
Totes my
you can
goats.
get this. He could get this over at AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
He could get that over at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. I think they do international shipping too.
I'm pretty sure DM will send it to the moon if he has to.
Bang zoom to the moon.
Yeah.
Alice.
That darn Alice.
Darn Alice. One more time, Alice.
But if you like coffee, if you have a
penchant,
an infatuation,
a taste for it,
yeah, one might say, for the coffees,
a flavor,
yes, go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. They have flavored, coffee.
non-flavored.
Yes, if you would like a chocolate, he loves doing the chocolates.
Yes,
the chocolate flavoring runs through a lot of coffee.
It does, but everything runs through coffee.
Well,
coffee runs through everything. So,
but yeah, chocolate. There's chocolate cherry. There's chocolate
raspberry. There's white chocolate caramel.
Yep. There's all kinds of the chocolate stuff. There's vanilla and nutmeg. There's
cardamom and cinnamon.
Yeah,
and
there's
cardamom and nutmeg, and there's it's so many different flavors.
Blueberry donut, which is my favorite.
So good.
I'm just saying, there's a lot to choose from, and then there's also the non-flavored but just regular cups of amazing coffee. You
check them out.
You won't be sorry.
It's historically great coffee over at AmericanPrideRoasters.com. AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Yeah, boy, howdy.
Big Pharma Steve over on the Twitters pulled it out with a pair of pliers. Sure, step up the old 2 hands and a flashlight joke.
Yeah.
Kevin Hutchison on the MeWe. My tooth is killing me. Can you still walk? But we have free healthcare. You fell for that.
Right, there you go. That's exactly right. America was founded by men who pulled out their own teeth. Sometimes just for fun or to win a bet.
That's also true.
How do you think George Washington had wooden teeth?
They weren't wooden. They were ivory. Stop it.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
That's a myth.
He didn't chop down a cherry tree either.
Yeah.
That's a myth.
Just saying.
It's
funny, though.
It is funny.
I don't know why a cherry tree was so
picked.
Specific,
I don't
whatever.
get it. Because he had cherry trees.
I guess. But, whatever, to each his own.
It's not his deal. Let's put it that way.
We have, ironically enough, touched on this before.
Have we now?
We have Idaho Governor Brad Little.
Brad Little. Little Brad.
He's from Idaho.
Who's the hoe?
Idaho.
Oh, Brad Little.
Can't fit. Yep.
Okay.
Which is just funny altogether. Signed a new law prohibiting biological males from competing in women's sports across the state.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing.
It's good.
It keeps things fair.
Right.
Keeps things balanced.
Honest.
Puts everybody on equal playing field, which is what everybody's complaining about wanting to have.
Fox News.
Now advocacy groups are suing, insisting that the move violates constitutional rights.
Whose?
peoples.
Whose?
Peoples.
Whose?
The boys that are playing dress up.
Once again, whose constitutional rights are being violated by you saying that girls need to be in girls' sports and boys need to be in boys' sports?
Let me go. Let's dive further into this, and maybe it'll flesh itself out.
All right, let's see.
In late March, Little signed House Bill 500, the Fairness for Women's in Sports Act, into law that prevents biological men from competing in women's sports. Okay. A portion of the new law states, quote, the legislature finds that there are, quote, inherent differences between men and women, end quote, and points out that the courts have indeed recognized that the inherent and physiological differences between males and females result in different athletic capabilities.
Yes, because it's true.
Yes. Athletic teams or sports designated for females, women, or girls shall not be open to students of the male sex, the newly signed law points out. If disputed, a student may establish sex by presenting a signed physician's statement that shall indicate the student's sex based solely on A, the student's internal and external reproductive anatomy,
B,
and the student's normal androgynously produced levels of testosterone,
C,
and an analysis of the student's genetic makeup.
So basically, a blood test will prove whether or not you are male or female.
Yep. That's the final nail on the thing. The new law will permit testing of qualified candidates to ensure that they meet the standards of biologically female athletes.
So you're saying that's the final answer?
That is. The law is set to go into effect beginning July 1st. It applies to all sports teams sponsored by public schools, colleges, and universities. Universities. On Wednesday, Forbes reported that the ACLU... Every time I even tried to just do the acronym, it's literally like vomit in my mouth. I can't stand it. American Civil Liberties Union and gender advocacy groups, advocacy. Let me say
advocacy.
The group Legal Voice filed a federal lawsuit challenging the state's new law.
Right.
The group insists that the new law violates constitutional privacy.
No, it doesn't.
As well as discrimination protections, including the Equal Rights Amendment.
The Equal Rights Amendment has nothing to do with a boy who decides to be a girl.
Oh, and Title IX.
Also has nothing to do with a boy who decides to be a girl.
Or vice versa.
Decides to claim himself as a girl.
Now, here's the part that I'm confused on.
Yeah, sure. So are they. They're very confused.
They're very confused.
On very specific
And I'm going to go
parts.
back and look at this real quick. This is the Fairness of Women in Sports Act.
Right.
Okay?
Because they're trying to be fair to women in sports.
Right.
Except.
It doesn't prevent a female transitioning into a male to go into male sports.
That's because they know that technically that is semi-inferior.
But it doesn't matter. Again, if you want to keep all things equal, you should do all things.
All things should be applied to all portions.
Yeah, across
equally.
the board, as is, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
The group insists, the ACLU, which threatened to sue in March over the bill, is requesting the court permanently prevent the state from enforcing the law.
Permanently?
Well, if you permanently prevent the state from enforcing the law, then it's not really a law. Moron. Gabriel Arkels, senior staff attorney for the ACLU, told John Arbuckle.
When you said Arkels, all I heard was Steve Urkel.
I heard John Arbuckle.
Oh, Arbuckle? See, I heard Steve Urkel. Did I do that? Oh, God, I hate that guy.
I used to love that show.
It was a good show.
It was one of my favorites. I had the plush doll where you pulled the string on his back.
Did I do that?
And he had the voices and everything.
God.
Yeah, I did. I wanted it so bad and finally got it for Christmas. I was so happy. Yeah, I wish I had that. That sucker would be worth money now.
It would be.
Anyway. This douchebag
they needed a Carl Winslow doll.
That would be, yes. told the Associated Press that the law, quote, illegally targets women and girls who are transgender and intersex and subject all female athletes to the possibility of an invasive genital and genetic screenings.
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, it does.
All you need is a simple blood test. It's not invasive.
Well, you could go, directly to the blood test and just be done.
Yeah, you could just go to the blood test. If you find that the genetics in the blood test come out as male instead of female, then you're done.
Yeah, you're looking for whether it's an X or a Y. That's all you're looking for.
Like, is it XX or XY? What are we doing?
But yes, it does target
yes.
women and girls who are transgender.
Right, because they're trying to keep them out of the women's sports because they're not actually women.
Yep.
They're men pretending to be women,
yes.
doing everything in their power to pretend to be women. Now, if you want to do that in your own time and everything else, it's fine. But if you want to initiate yourself into sports, you need to, once again, at minimum, you have to have a proven track record of your genetic disposition of having testosterone in your system for over 2 years, I would give, being at the same levels as a normal female competitor.
You know what you also could do?
What's that?
Do what they've done for everything else and have a transgender league.
Right, you could do that. You could have a transgender league.
If you want to do this,
just have a transgender league.
Have a transgender league. And
then anybody who's transgendered either direction can join together.
Yep.
They can do their
don't
own
even have
league.
to play together. If you want to be a transgender woman.
Right.
Which, if my memory serves me correctly, is a guy going to a girl.
Right.
Then have just a transgender woman league. Where if you went from a guy to a girl, you can go play said sport.
Well, I mean, just have the straight transgender league, because, I mean...
Well, but...
yeah.
Because it still is not fair.
Well, it's fairer.
It's true. They are about in the middle on either way.
It's about in the middle either way, so it's fairer.
It is fairer.
I mean, what we're going to do, we're going to have 4 separate sport categories, or we're going to have 3 separate...
Well, guess how many you're going to watch?
Nobody. Nobody's going to watch it.
In Idaho...
But they're going to have so much money.
Quote, in Idaho. Idaho.
Oh.
And around the country, transgender people of all ages, that pisses me off right there, have been participating in sports consistent with their gender identity for years. Bullshit. Sorry. I'm sorry. There was something in my throat. I needed a sip of the coffee right
Have
here.
some more coffee while you're doing that. And while you're doing that, Peek-a-Polo of the Snarking Jackal over on the Twitters. Dylan wasn't allowed to turn on the stove to fry his Spam. But he had an Urkel talking doll? Priorities?
In all fairness, okay.
It was a one-time purchase?
No. If my memory serves me correctly, it was...
it was a hand-me-down?
No, it was a dumpster dive.
I was about to say dollar store?
No, it was a dumpster dive. The reason why they threw it away, this is back when they would actually throw away merchandise like this. They threw it away because the glasses were glued to the head.
Oh.
And they had come unglued. And they threw it away. And so because they threw it away, my parents found it and were like, oh. And so.
Here you go.
Yeah. So we,
And you held that like it was a cherished
did.
topic.
And I did.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Kevin Hutchison, by the way, quote, this broad has a bigger penis than a 1980s East German gymnast.
Oh, my God. Wow. Oh, anyway, they have not just Mr. Arkles. These people have not been doing what they've identified for years.
Right.
That's a crock.
Right.
And you know this. We all know this.
Most of them are switching in the mid-season.
And even if they do, there's no way that they have the ability physically on either end of the spectrum to actually keep up. There are a few that slide by. There are a few that can slip through the cracks, as it were. But not all of them. Not all of them. And you're... To sit here and try and imply and convince people of otherwise, just like the all ages part.
Yeah,
you're a liar and a
one size fits all. No.
Quote: inclusive teams support all athletes and encourage participation. This should be the standard for all school sports. It would be if it's fair. Again, they want fairness, but only to them. They don't care about being fair as a whole.
Not to everybody else, no.
And it's just... whatever.
Big Pharma Steve on the Twitter. Wait, the ACLU is complaining about these people having to go to a doctor to get cleared before sports? Don't they all have a pre-athletic physical done before the doctor? Okay, now I'm a little pissed about having to turn my head and cough. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Right after this. That was kind of close. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I would have. If I were you,
I'd have waited on that
Big
one.
Pharma Steve, I would.
I'd say something to the ACLU about having to turn your head and
I would
cough.
go back and double check. Are you sure that guy doing that pre-athletic physical was really a doctor?
And
I don't know about you, but I've made that mistake before.
Oh yeah, can you turn your head and cough?
No, you're laughing. I'm being dead serious. I'm dead serious.
No.
Yeah.
No. We're not making.
I'm not.
You're not. This is not a story. Like this is a real thing.
This is a real thing. I was out processing. I was leaving.
You got a physical from a non-doc.
Well, no, he was a doc. But what had happened was I found out later that he was gay.
See, what happened was
I found out later he was gay, and he had a thing for me because he did the physical and then never logged it because I found out later he actually didn't have the authorization to actually do it, and I didn't know that.
He just wanted to touch your junk.
Yes. Right, this is right hand to God. I'm not proud of it, but yeah.
Gay doc touched your junk. Just to touch your junk.
Just to touch my
he
junk.
He used his position to touch your junk.
Yeah. I felt violated.
I bet. I would have sued that guy.
Actually, I was more pissed because I had to go back and do the damn physical again.
I know, yeah. But I would have sued that guy. Like, I'd have made tons of money off of that doc.
At that point in time, I had bigger fish to fry.
Oh, no, that guy would have been dead.
Well,
like, dead as far as
I didn't find out until I was already on the way out, and he wasn't around after that point because they literally went on cruise, and so I missed it.
Out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right.
There's a little inside story that nobody wanted to hear tonight.
Inside baseball for all y'all. Get it? Baseball.
The best part is it's not on the live radio.
We're coming back.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Oh, I appreciate everybody. This is officially a radio show. This has always been a radio show, but we do the videos, and I will say this much: there are moments like just now
where if you're not on the video or you're not listening to the podcast,
you are missing out
on like 3 minutes of glory.
Yeah,
and stories that you'll never hear
again. So unless you catch the podcast
or on video,
let's just say there was a nugget of
truth.
A lot of truth, but there was a nugget, a story
that you would never know,
that will never be told again. So I'm just saying, it does pay to go back and check things or watch the live stream.
I mean,
you can watch the live stream.
You
through,
could
Facebook, Twitters. You can go to
D Live,
YouTube, Mojo TV. A lot of places like that you can watch it. You can follow us on all the social medias at DOAE Show.
That's at DOAE Show.
You can go to mojo50.com. You can watch or listen to everything there as well. Go to iHeartRadio under Mojo50 Radio.
Yes.
Check everything out there. If you would like to be part of the show, you can text. You can't text.
Wow, no.
You can
comment.
You can comment. You can leave Twitters. You can leave on the Facebooks and the MeWes, all at DOAE Show.
Yes.
Go to DOAEshow.com. Check out everything over there. The archives from way back in the day. Pick you up some gear. The new tumblers out.
Oh, yes.
Some nice tumbler. We're very excited about that.
Really love it.
Let's see. What else is there? There's the archives. There's other gear. There's Jackal Nation stuff. Just check it all out.
It's all there.
DOAEshow.com. DOAEshow.com. You can also go to actually, you can.
You should
go to mojo50.com. While you're over there, donate $25
or more.
Or more. And what will happen is a thank you for for pitching in and being supportive of the station.
Because we're supported by listeners like you.
I thought about doing something like that.
We really should.
I think we're going to.
I think we're going to do that.
But anyway, $25 or more will get you a thank you gift. It's a Rocky Stucci Meatball Army T-shirt. Actually, and it goes for
another
14
week? Days?
No,
10 days.
22nd, Chief.
Oh crap! 9 days.
Like 9 days.
9 days.
8 or 9 days.
Yeah, I can't remember.
A little over a week.
Month. Anyway.
So you got a little, and once this month is over, we did extend it because of COVID and everything else.
But Mojo did.
Well, yeah, Mojo extended it. Once this is gone,
it's gone.
It is gone.
It's
the print will be never again.
It's dead.
Yeah, like that story. Anyway,
right.
Go to mojo50.com, hit the donate button, check out Rocky Stucci Monday through Friday, midnights at the Situation Room.
Yes.
The man gets his hands into everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Essential Jackal over on the Twitter. A transgender sports league in Idaho? Sounds like Brokeback Mountain. True.
Why can't I quit you?
So, with all the stupidity going on,
there's a lot.
There's been so much stupidity. In response to liberal outrage, an athletic leisure wear company, Lululemon.
No, that says Lululemon.
Or Lululemon. 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 Hello.
Lululemon.
Lululemon.
It's probably supposed to be French. It's supposed to be Lululemon, but it says Lululemon.
Solomon apologized after its art director shared a social media image of bat fried rice t-shirt design on his personal Instagram page.
No, why?
Lululemon.
Solomon
fired the art director upon discovering what some outlets referred to as racist and anti-Asian image.
Okay, I'm gonna pause.
Yeah,
just for a moment.
For cause.
I like to think I'm funny.
Sometimes,
yeah. But I do. I like to think I'm funny. I like to dabble in the comedies
somewhat.
No, actually, I do it quite. I'm not good at it, but I like to do it.
Right, that's why it's somewhat.
No. I missed the part where a joke is anti something.
Well, I started a joke. It started the whole world laughing.
Well, but we didn't start the fire.
But the world's been turning. You know, it's been
trying to see if there's something else to spin off of that. But anyway, but it was a joke. It's not. I can argue. There's a part of me that can say, okay, yes, I can see possible racist, sure, but it anti-Asian? That's not a joke. It's bat fried rice. They eat bats in Asia.
Yes, they do. Actually, they're serving it again.
It happens. It's legit. Like it's
bat fried rice is a real thing, guys.
You want a racist anti-Asian?
It's like dog
joke?
fried rice and cat fried rice.
No, I was gonna say it's the joke about them driving.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Like I don't have any. I have a lot of them, but I'm not gonna narrow it down. But it's like any Asian joke you say or stereotype that they can't drive. It's the same thing. That could be a racist and anti-Asian, but it's still a joke.
Or you make the joke about how there's never any stray animals around an Asian restaurant. And see?
This is true.
See? I didn't even have to make the full joke.
It's true. But again, we have to be able to get to a point where we can laugh at stuff. If it's a fact, if it does happen, then you can laugh at it. It should be. That's what makes it a joke.
Right.
Life is so much better with laughter.
It is.
Okay? If you're making something up from thin air.
Right.
Then okay. Then we can play, well, you're just being a jerk.
Yeah, but if you're actually making a joke and the joke has some sort of foundational
truth?
Backing and some truth and you're just making fun of it, that's fine.
Well, because then at that point, it's truth.
Right.
And if you don't like the truth, then change it.
Then you suck.
Yeah, then that's on you.
Right. If you don't like the fact that there aren't any stray animals around any Asian restaurant that you've ever been to,
maybe you should start dumping your cats off there
and see what happens.
It's all for science. It's a social experiment.
Just put up some cameras, dump the cats out there, figure it out.
Wait a week and see what happens.
Yeah.
Just saying. If you don't want to be made fun of about Asians eating bats, then maybe you shouldn't be Asian and eating bats. I'm just saying.
Notice also that it's only Americans that get upset about this sort of thing.
It's only Americans that get upset about everything because we have
Asians
nothing better to do.
Asian people who eat bat don't get upset about somebody having a shirt that has bat fried rice. They think it's funny.
They don't even think it's funny. They're like, you know what? I'm hungry.
That's a good idea.
That's an advertisement.
That is.
That's exactly what that is to them.
Especially if it's like the little cartoon thing, because everything's cartoons over there.
Yes. Look. We have, as a society, as the American people, severely need to remove the stick from our ass.
For sure.
Because you need to lighten up, get some CBD oil, toilet paper, something. Calm the hell down, Judy.
Right? Nancy? Karen.
Can I see your manager?
No, Karen. I am the manager.
Shut up, Karen. I'm tired of this. Okay. And there is a fine line between, being funny, picking on somebody out of fun, out of something good natured,
sure,
and being a douche.
Right.
There really is. But you don't control how they deliver it. You control how you take it.
Thank you. But that's literally
Isn't that what? But
that's all it is. You can't control how somebody says anything. All you can control is your actions and your attitude when it comes to you.
Mm-hmm.
So how you respond to it is how it affects you.
How did Doc put it? You can't take offense, or you can't give offense.
You can only take it.
You can only take it.
That's right.
And that's that point. It's a matter of, if you want to be butthurt over something, that doesn't even consider dollars to donuts. These people that are complaining about this,
don't care.
Racist and anti-Asian
are actually racist, anti-Asian crap.
Well, I was gonna say aren't even Asian.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. They're white folks. They're white guys.
There's somebody who have nothing better to do but to tell other people what to do with their life. And I am so sick of this. That's the biggest thing I think out of this whole Wu-Tang clap that's gone down. I'm so tired of having people tell us what to do that have no business telling us what to do.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a white upper middle class mom with a bob haircut and driving a minivan after many, many years, and your kids are about to go to college, and so you have nothing better to do with your life except for complain about the stupid things that don't actually make any difference. Maybe, Karen,
Judy,
you need to get the stick out of your ass and just let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go, for real.
Really,
it's not even worth saying.
Stop holding
anymore.
up. Just not holding you back.
I promise you,
right?
you released that broom out your rear.
I know that sounded rather specific when I went through that.
It was oddly specific,
but I actually don't know anybody that does that. That's literally a joke on traditional, white.
Yeah, well,
women.
You should have left that alone.
No, it's a joke about a very specific subsect.
So, again, if that fits you and you don't like it,
suck on it.
Change it. That's your options.
Stop getting a bob.
You either accept it or you change it. Those are the options in life.
Right.
You can either accept. I complain about being rotund all the time.
But he likes to make the jokes about it.
I like to make the jokes because it's funny.
Right. It makes it it's an easy icebreaker, honestly.
It is, really. It's... With my size, anything's an icebreaker. But
see,
that's what I'm saying. But when it gets to a point where if somebody starts calling me fat, then I have one of two options. Technically it would be three.
Right.
Either it's not true by any stretch of the imagination, and you just ignore them.
Right.
2, it is true, and you change it. Or 3, it's true, and you accept it.
Right.
I'm fat and I can't. I'm either too lazy or I don't have the ability or I'm not. I have some medical condition, whatever.
Right.
Those are your options.
Well, there's also a fourth. There is a fourth option, and the fourth option is very simple, and it's what most Americans take nowadays, and that's it doesn't matter if it's true or not. You get upset.
Well, no. They've added that one, and that one doesn't count. That's not real. The real options should be it's not true, and you ignore it. You either accept it or you fix it.
Right.
And that's what it always used to be. And when the day when people go back to those kind of moments,
it'd be amazing.
It would be so
It's going to be so
wonderful.
good. Essential Jackhole over on the Twitters. Bring back the bat fly lice, you plick.
Wow.
Do you remember, dang it, I can't remember the name of it. It's not Naked Gun. It's not the Naked Gun movies. It's the other ones with
Loaded Weapon.
Danny Glover and
Lethal Weapon.
Is it Lethal Weapon?
Danny Glover and Mel Gibson?
Yeah. Lethal Weapon?
That's
Okay.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. Okay. So that is okay. Sorry. I have like 10 different shows in my head right now.
Yeah, you do.
But that was Mel Gibson's character made fun of an Asian or Chinese restaurant guy, ordering fried rice in the movie. He's like, I would like some fried rice. And the Asian guy turned around and said, "It's fried rice, you plick."
Yeah.
It was great. It was a great run.
It's funny if people would learn to have a sense of humor, like they would learn
That's called
to have
a joke, guys.
Like people would learn to have antibodies and be able to not be scared about going on. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother tangent I'm not going into right now.
Go out and play in the dirt, get sick, and then be fine.
It's a Big Pharma Steve over on Twitter. As someone who works in the medical community, I kind of would want to know, do you call an abortionist or a proctologist to get the big old stick out of your butt?
Both.
It depends. Is your name Karen or Bob? But most of them, it's probably a proctologist. Just so
most likely.
Which is the only time a female goes to a proctologist. Yes, Peekapoo. Thank you.
Thank you for the city walk.
I love that one because they were the one where he's building the wall, the Great Wall of China. You see Mongolian!
Mongolian steakhouse across the street, man.
Oh, so good.
Guess what?
Chicken butt.
Over at St. Olaf College.
St. Olaf.
Yeah, not the snowman.
I so telling you that it better be their mascot.
It better be nowadays.
It is, yes.
Minnesota.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Down in Minnesota.
Minnesota. It would fit.
I know. Snowy
and the whole Nordic type thing.
Right. They're reportedly they're going to hold virtual graduation ceremonies for self-identified domestic students of color, international students, and quilt bag AI +2 students.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You said self-identified domestic
students of color. International students and quilt bag +2 students.
Why?
At the end of the year, while all other students must wait until 2021 for their pomp and circumstance.
Why? I don't understand.
I think you're asking the wrong question here.
No, I'm really confused.
Yeah.
My head hurts.
I see.
Self-identified domestic students of color, international students,
Right.
and quilt bag plus.
Yes. 2. You got to remember the 2 spirits.
Well, that's why they have the plus, I think.
No, the plus is everything.
Oh, well, why didn't they just do plus then?
I don't know.
So you basically you're going to pick a certain group, certain sets of groups.
Yes.
Basically, if you're not white,
if you're everything but white,
you
cis male.
You're getting,
if you're white and cis, sucks to be you.
You don't get to graduate until
next year. Right.
Why?
I don't know.
That doesn't. You're Minnesota.
Right.
Okay. The fucking D-gens from up country, man. That's what this is.
D-gens from up north. Is that what this is?
That's all this is.
Oh gosh.
Because that makes no sense.
Quote. This event acknowledges the value and uniqueness of students' experiences and serves to commemorate and highlight the accomplishments of individuals with their families, with their familial and cultural context.
What?
That was from the email of the Taylor Center of Equity and Inclusion at the school's announcement of the 3 virtual graduation ceremonies.
Oh, God, they're having 3 individual ones.
Yeah, 3 separates.
Well, 4 if you count the one in 2021.
They're segregating the graduations.
I don't understand. One, isn't that, like, expensive?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
no, it's a virtual ceremony.
Doesn't matter.
No,
You're
it's
still
really
having
not.
to.
It's not. It's not. You can put them all on Zoom.
No, I got that, but you're still.
Right. Mm-hmm. Continue. Yes.
Okay.
You can still what?
Isn't. I'm looking. I'm really confused about this because I'm seeing this. I get what they're trying to do.
Yes.
And it's still wrong.
Right.
But they're segregating all of the. I don't want to say odd.
Yes.
But the special groups. The
super groups.
The super groups.
Thanks for asking.
Mm-hmm. They're putting all of these guys into their one little thing, and they're
guys.
How
dare you?
I know. Girls, people, humanoids.
Okay.
Into
I'll take that.
This group.
Right.
Okay, and they're separating the cis white from
everything.
So they're segregating.
Right.
Problem number 1.
Yes.
And the premise I'm assuming that they're doing this is because they're trying to exalt the humanoid group over the cis white group. Okay,
yes,
they're trying to put them at a higher pedestal.
Right, a higher level.
Okay, so they're going to let them graduate now.
Mm-hmm.
Virtually, which means all of them are doing it from their home.
Right. No.
Blah
no
blah
touch.
blah. No special thingy. No
Yes.
nothing.
No special thingy.
In 2021,
right,
all of the white people will get to actually wear cap and gowns and be together.
Not only that, but they'll graduate
and walk the aisle.
But it's a year later, so they're actually behind the 8 ball.
Doesn't matter. They're going to be with classmates, other classmates. They're going to get
cap and gown, the whole deal,
full experience.
Right.
How is it that I, the moron AI that I am, can see that this
it's the homeschooling.
It is, I guess.
I know. No, it is
the
literally
logical.
It's the homeschooling, and I understand it. I want you to understand why it's the homeschooling. You know the feeling of not doing that.
I haven't.
And so because you didn't.
I didn't.
You know the feeling of not doing that. You're now presenting that feeling. They're now at this school is now presenting that same exact feeling by saying, "Oh, we're under the guise of exalting and setting upon and putting a pedestal up." No, you're forcing these people to do something that is going to be counterproductive in the end, because what's going to happen is they're going to look back and say, "Okay, well, I just sat in front of my computer and graduated."
Yeah. I thought that the graduation part is part of the college experience.
It's supposed to
be.
The
cap, the gown, you walk down the aisle, you shake the dean's hand.
Yes,
if you make valedictorian, you do your little speech.
Right.
All this stuff. That's part of it.
Magna cum laude.
Yeah, whatever all that crap is, I don't know. I didn't have that. But my point, that's part of the experience. And you're taking these specialty groups that you were trying to hold up and help out because, oh, poor pitiful them, they gotta be special. You gotta do everything for them because no one else is doing it. These poor white people are just assholes.
They're super. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I know. And you're doing this, and what you're actually doing, as most social programs do, is you're actually harming them. You're taking something special away from them.
Right, because it's when you're not allowing them to be part of the main group, when you're literally segregating them out, separating them from everyone else, and putting them on this different little thing, it not only it brings about an idea that they're not supposed to be part of the main group.
Yeah.
And guess what? That just makes them worse.
Yeah.
It makes everything about what they feel, what they experience in the next coming years worse.
Yeah, and again, you think you're helping people, you're not. Let the individual actually decide for themselves whether they have a right to be offended or not.
See, I had an option in high school. I had an option because I graduated early.
Okay,
I finished the school year like a half year early. I had the option. I could graduate and walk with like the 10% that was actually going to walk in December, or I could
wait,
be graduated, and wait until, the actual graduation date and do the whole thing with the whole class.
Yeah.
I was given the option.
Yeah.
So I took it. I went and graduated with the entire class. I did the whole deal.
Well, y'all have been, that's the point. You've done school together.
Right.
A lot of these people, and there may be people in these specialty groups that feel that they're divided from their white cis counterparts, but maybe not. Maybe they're actually all friends and they get along and don't really think about that kind of crap.
Maybe.
And they're now being separated from their friends, and this journey of life that they've done together.
Right.
And here they're getting just on the precipice of finishing together. The finish line is right there, and they're being told, no, you have to separate now because you're special and you're being held down by some imaginary crap.
Right.
And only we can help alleviate that.
Yes.
And that's sad. That really, seriously, that makes me sad.
It does. So you're sad right now?
I am.
You're a little sad?
I'm a little brokenhearted.
Uh-huh. Maybe. What could you do for a broken heart?
What becomes of the brokenhearted?
I
don't know. Have you ever seen the rain?
I have. Maybe I can get you some help.
Maybe.
I could. Potentially.
Really? Like what kind of help?
Well, just a little bit of help. I mean, maybe.
Damn, Rona.
Maybe I could set you up at New Life Holistic.
You'll be wasting your time.
Why?
Because I'm already signed up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. See, over at New Life Holistic, they have a neurofeedback system, and this neurofeedback system, what it does is it's different tonal sounds. You put it in your ears, you let it play.
You fall asleep.
You fall asleep. You do whatever.
I've done that the past 2 times.
That's fine. It helps with things like anxiety, PTSD, insomnia, depression, addiction, brain fog, memory loss, low energy, anger, irritability, chronic pain and fatigue, headaches, migraines, mood swings, lack of motivation, inability to focus and concentrate, and so much more. What they do, though, is it helps reprogram your mind to get back on the straight and narrow. If you have some sort of addiction, if you have some sort of issue, if you want to lose weight, but you're,
lazy.
Whatever, you're lazy, or your body just decides that it doesn't want to get up that day, and so does your mind. Well, your mind is the key to unlocking those potentials. This is being used by NASA. It's being used by the Mayo Clinic. It's being used by the Department of Defense, Navy SEALs, Olympic teams, all the rest of it. Go check them out today. Go to 1-888-4-BIO-LIFE. That's 1-888-4-BIOLIFE, or go to the website newlifeholistic.com. That's newlifeholistic.com. If you mention Mojo Radio, you get $50 off your first session after your free consultation. That's 1-888-4-BIO-LIFE or newlifeholistic.com.
Yeah, buddy. I'm just saying.
How do you mend a broken heart?
It does. It makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, as somebody who never even had the options.
Right.
Even if I stayed and graduated, which I didn't, I had signed off and was off to the military during graduation.
Yeah. Well,
but I never had that option. It just you're not help. People are like that. You're not helping.
No, you're
anything.
not. You're also not helping if you're in New York currently and a first responder to somebody that's passing away.
Yeah, at that point, I don't know what the point is.
Well, apparently, New York State has issued a guideline to emergency first responders advising them not to resuscitate, a DNR order for any patient who didn't have a pulse when they arrived on the scene.
Wow.
The update advisory was issued in a state health department memo issued last week, according to the New York Post. The memo called the change necessary during the RONUS response to protect the health and safety of EMS providers by limiting their exposure, conserve resources, and ensure optimal use of equipment to save the greatest number of lives.
Hold on, stop. How can you be saving lives if you're letting someone who has no pulse lay there and continue to not have a pulse? That's not saving a life. That's allowing the death to occur. That's not saving anything. You're killing.
It's true.
It's
true.
If you thank you, Governor effing Cuomo.
Yeah. New York State emergency guidelines.
If you live in New York State, I would
Get
out while you still have a chance, because you may not live through it.
Right.
You may die.
If something happens, you may be gone.
Yeah, and I know of a couple of jackholes that live in New York State. You might want to consider moving.
Get the F out.
Might I recommend North Carolina?
Yeah, it's really great here.
It is.
Check it out. Anyway, let's check out the bell count for today.
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun, and here with the bell count grade for the day, Wednesday, April 22nd, 2020. Today we had 6 missed innuendo bells, 17 actual bells, 2 Pelosi laughs, and 1 Dylan trigger still for homeschooling. Giving us a D- for the day. Peace out, boys, and stay healthy.
Yeah, we had a slow day yesterday, but that's okay. It was a good conversation. DOAEshow.com, DOAEshow.com. See you tomorrow night, guys.
Bye, y'all.
That was wonderful. Bravo! I loved that. Oh, it was great. Well, it was pretty good. Well, it wasn't bad. Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good. It could have been